When you look at job descriptions for software developer these days, you will see that a lot of them start with words like, we are looking for a passionate software developer, or we are looking for a programmer with passion for front-end and Node.js. The companies put the word passion and passionate into requirements as if it was critical to be passionate about coding in order to be good at this job. Today I'm going to talk about the concept of passion, whether it is really necessary to be passionate in order to be a good programmer, in order to have a good career in software development, and why I think companies put this word into job description as if it was something really necessary. Let's do it. Since I was a kid, I had a lot of problems with my teeth, and I used to go to dentists very often. I have this one particular dentist in my hometown that I used to visit for more than 20 years. And that's just because I trust the guy, because he always does a good job. Now, whenever I go to him, I know that he will tell me the truth. I know that he will advise me what should I do with my teeth, and that whenever there is something to fix there, he will do it well. Is he passionate about being a dentist? Is a question that I've never really asked myself. Because to be fair, I don't care what are his passions. I don't care whether after work he goes home and visits websites to read about the newest trends in stomatology. As long as he does his job well, I'm perfectly happy and I will pay for his service. Sometimes even the best people in their profession are not particularly passionate about what they're doing. Take for example this guy. His name is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's just received his second MVP award in the NBA. He's 26 years old and he's already the best guy in the league. Now, Giannis hasn't been passionate about basketball for all his life. When he was young, he was an immigrant from Nigeria living in Greece, and his family always struggled with money. So one day he was offered to start practicing basketball, and in exchange his parents would get a job so that they could feed the whole family. Giannis wanted to be a football player. He didn't want to practice basketball. But because it was necessary, it was work for him, he kept doing that. After a couple of years, he realized that he's good at it and he kept practicing harder and harder. And eventually he got to NBA, he won the MVP award. He's been called one of the best players in the last decade. Is he passionate about basketball now? Well, I have no idea. I can't contact him. I know that he's working extremely hard. I know that he wants to win the NBA championship, but I don't know if he loves basketball, or maybe he still would prefer to be a football player. And of course, the same applies to software developers. During my career, I've worked with hundreds of developers. Some of them were very passionate about coding and were very good at it. Some of them were good, but they didn't really care about code. They wanted to do a good job, they wanted to make good living, and then they wanted to go back home and spend the time with their families, spend their time on their other hobbies, and not think about coding besides working hours. I've also worked with some average and below average programmers. And some of them were also not passionate. They didn't really care about coding as long as they were doing the bare minimum and they were happy that they had a good job. And some of them were passionate. Some of them cared about it and they practiced a lot and they spent a lot of time reading new things about coding. But still they just weren't very good. I believe that in order to be good at something, you need to have three internal ingredients: talent, hard work, and smart decisions. These are three independent things and they are not equally important, but you can make up for lack of one of them with a lot of the other one. So if you're not particularly talented, but you are very hardworking and you make a lot of good, smart decisions, then you can be above average, you can be good at something. And of course, if you're extremely talented, even if you do not work very hard, but you make some good decisions, you can still be good. And of course, there are some external things, like having money, or being born in a safe country with access to good education. But let's talk just about the internal stuff. So where does passion fit here? You can see that passion is neither of these three things. But passion can drive some of them. So if you're passionate about something, you will probably be more motivated to put a lot of hard work. And if you're passionate about something, you will be exploring different possibilities, and it might lead you to make good, smart decisions. So passion can help you achieve success, but it's not a necessary ingredient. Being passionate about programming does not automatically make you a good programmer, and not being passionate does not automatically make you a bad programmer. It's something that can help you to grow, it's something that can help you succeed. But again, you can do it without passion. Now the question is, why companies put the word passion in job requirements? Why do they look for passionate programmers? Here's what I think. I believe they're not really looking for passionate developers. If they put the word passion there, it's either because others do it or because they expect passionate people to put more work and to keep working longer hours until they finish projects. You know, there are a lot of buzzwords and catches in job descriptions for programmers. Like when you see, we are a young and dynamic team, they actually mean we are inexperienced people that don't know what they're doing. Or when they say, we're looking for someone able to work independently, what they mean is that you will have very little requirements and you will have to figure out everything on your own. So it's the same. We are looking for passionate programmer means we are looking for someone who will put long hours and will meet very tight deadlines. It's the same with companies that require you to have some open source work to show. But think about it. Does it happen in any other industry? Imagine a job interview for a doctor where a candidate is asked whether they are passionate about helping people and how many people do they help after hours in their spare time. Or a lawyer, whether they are actually passionate about the corporate law and how many corporates they help after hours. Most of the programmers that I have worked with, and among them the best programmers that I've worked with, have little open source contributions. It's something that they just don't have time for. It's something that they don't want to do after 8 hours a day of full-time job. And it's perfectly fine. If you're starting your career in software development, or if you're in the middle of your career and you are bored with your job and you're thinking that maybe software development is not for you because you haven't been coding since you were 10 years old, because you are not coding after hours, because you do not have any side projects, don't worry, you're not the only one. Software development is a job like any other. For some people, it is something they are passionate about it, they love it, they want to do it after work. And for some people, for most of people, it's just a job. It's just 8 hours a day during which they exchange their skills and experience for some money so that they can enjoy a good life, so that they can feed their families, so that they can just make a living. That's it for today. If you enjoy my video, I will be thankful if you could click the like button under the video, if you could click the subscribe button. That will help me to reach out to more people, to more developers, so that I can share my experience and give some advice. See you in the next episode and stay tuned.